So a critical component to athlete performance is the relationship that an athlete has with their coach. We oftentimes would define this as cohesion. What does cohesion look like? Cohesion represents the bond and the strength of that bond between an athlete and his or her coach. It is represented by how much an athlete trusts, feels valued, feels respected, and appreciated by their coach. Not just simply as an athlete, but also as a person. Now, some might think, well, if an athlete has great skill and they are super talented and they're physically fit, that therefore that should be the thing that enhances performance the most. But in reality, the relationship between an athlete and their coach cannot be underscored enough with regards to how it impacts performance. And there are several examples in terms of why the relationship between a coach and an athlete is critical. So, for example, it comes down to an athlete who feels cohesive with their coach is more likely to buy into the coach's strategies and reduce either confusion and or resistance to a coach's suggestions. A cohesive coach-athlete relationship enhances intrinsic motivation, and athletes will oftentimes work harder when they believe the coach genuinely supports them. Athletes with strong coach cohesion show greater confidence in their own abilities and the team's performance because they trust the coach's guidance. And in stressful situations like losing streaks, injuries, or playoffs or high-pressure conditions, cohesion with the coach stabilizes morale and reduces team fragmentation. Additionally, a cohesive coach-athlete relationship also improves consistency. It reduces turnovers, burnout, and even conflict. And how is it tied to athlete performance? Well, one way is psychological safety. When athletes trust the coach, they're less afraid of making mistakes, which improves creativity and risk-taking, essential in sports like basketball, soccer, and hockey. It also improves emotional regulation. A supportive coach relationship lowers cortisol, which is a stress hormone, and boosts oxytocin, which is a bonding hormone, helping athletes stay calmer under pressure. And with performance outcomes, research in sports psychology consistently shows that the coach-athlete cohesion directly predicts both individual performance, such as skill acquisition and execution and confidence, as well as team performance related to wins, cohesion, and consistency. Now, what are some ways to build a cohesion? One is showing athletes their value beyond just their performance. Two is explaining an athlete's role, providing very clear and realistic expectations and constructive feedback. Three is involving athletes in goal setting, which increases their buy-in. Four is consistency and fairness. Athletes lose cohesion quickly if they sense favoritism or unpredictability. And lastly, celebrating effort, not just outcomes. This reinforces trust and motivation. We oftentimes don't have control over the outcome, no matter how hard an athlete pushes themselves, but we do have control over the effort. And regardless of the wins or losses, celebrating effort continuously increases coach-athlete cohesion. So in short, cohesion is about alignment and trust between coach and athletes. It's crucial because it improves motivation, resilience, trust, and execution. And without coach cohesion, even highly talented teams often underperform because players may resist the strategy, doubt themselves, or fracture under pressure.